I'm going to show you how to make a Korean garlic bread. Now, these are made in the form of buns and they're absolutely delicious. I love garlic. I don't know anyone who doesn't. And this is a love letter to all garlic lovers. So we are using 3 cups of flour, which I believe is 384 grams. Next, we go in with the milk, which is 1 cup, which is about 240 milliliters. And we're gonna add our sugar, our salt. And before we start mixing, the last ingredient we need is our instant dry active yeast. So we got everything in here. We are going to mix it all up. Now, this is with the whisk attachment, which I'm going to take off because we're actually going to knead it with a dough hook. So this is going to kind of mimic the folding action you would do with your hand, right? And it's going to do all the hard work for you. Right? And we're going to start on the lowest setting because otherwise you're going to have flour kind of splash all over the kitchen. Let's see how long this takes. Usually it takes me about 15 to 20 minutes by hand. This should be a lot faster. Okay? You can slowly, gradually increase the speed to like a high medium over time. Right? We're going to let it all come together. The dough has all come together. And now we're going to start enriching the dough with some beautiful fat, in this case, butter. Right? So we're going to put a little bit at a time and let it completely incorporate into the dough before we go on to the rest of our butter. I have a little bit more than 2 tablespoons. I might have a look and see if I want to add a bit more, but I think 2 should be fine. So that's going to be this amount. So the dough will start to slush around, don't worry. That's going to change soon. The dough is looking smooth, it's tight, it's looking beautiful, all the butter's absorbed. I think we are good to go. So we just switch it off. You can see how strong the dough is sticking to the hook. But this is quite impressive because this is a very, very stiff dough. I mean, it's supple and smooth, but at the same time, it's got a lot of density to it. I'm just gonna quickly finish it off by hand, just kind of form it into a ball. And we're going to let it rise anywhere from 45 minutes to an hour. So we're gonna oil the bowl because we don't want this to stick as it rises. And touch it all in. That's it, we're gonna cover it up and do its thing. Guys, our dough is done. Look at that, it's actually more than doubled. You can see all the air pockets that the yeast is built. We're just gonna empty it out onto a workstation. And we're going to use the Kenwood air fryer to bake bread. Now, I have a confession to make. I have never baked bread in an air fryer. So I'm a little nervous, but I've seen people do it and it seems to work out fine. So here's my first time. So I'm just going to use my hand and make balls about this big. I don't know. Yeah, I hope that gives you an idea. And then I'm going to keep them in the 4 corners inside. So our dough balls are nicely set. I'm not going to get too ambitious. These are going to puff up quite a bit. So I'm just going to fit in 4 because they are larger dinner rolls. Okay, so we're going to put this in and make sure it gets locked. That's a oh my goodness. Yeah, that's a tight lock. Okay, so it come on, but I want it to be at about 170 degrees. And then, okay, so this is very intuitive actually. So I'm gonna do it for 10 minutes. Let's do 7. Because the thing is we're gonna bake this twice, right? And yeah, looks like it's doing its thing. It was that easy. So the timer went off. It's been 7 minutes at 170. Let's see. Oh my goodness, that's done. So the directions said 10 minutes. I just did 7 to be safe. That is okay. I'm really impressed. I've never baked bread this fast. This is really cool. I think I need one of these in my kitchen. Okay, that's great. So we have one more step to this. I will show you what we do next. That's gonna make them very fancy, very indulgent Korean garlic. Well, we have only one more step left to turn these dinner rolls into garlic bread. Right? For that, we need to make a garlic dip. Right? For that, we have 100 grams of butter that we've melted, and we're going to use about 6 cloves of garlic. Right? So it's garlic bread. We need a lot of garlic, right? And parsley. So about 2 tablespoons of parsley. Oh, and actually, I should have started by whisking the egg in, but that's okay. No problem. We're going to beat all this together, but before that, we have some sugar, a tablespoon. Right. So a lot of East Asian breads are very, very sweet, even if they're savory, right? So there's, they say 2 tablespoons of condensed milk. I'm going to stick to 1. I mean, I like a little bit of sweetness, but not to the point where it tastes like a dessert bun. But let me give it all a good mix. Right, and this is also why we didn't egg wash our buns earlier. So if you did it before, the buns would get too toasty looking. And that's going to be too much of a good thing. So usually you would mix up cream cheese with some heavy cream or something to loosen it up so that it can kind of pipe it into the buns. So we're going to cut the buns and fill it in. So I was feeling lazy. I just got a squeezable ready-made cheese spread. So you can do that if you're like me. We're going to take these buns. Yeah, and then we're going to cut them into 6s. Almost all the way through, but not quite. Right, so now what we're going to do, and we're going to first kind of spread apart the bun, and then easiest is to go one cut at a time, and you're going to fill it up with that cream cheese. Right, so we got the cream cheese in all those crevices, all 6 of them, right? And now we're going to just dip it in our egg, butter, and garlic mixture. Oh. And just put it back in our lined air fryer. It just needs to go back in the air fryer for about 3 minutes. But at a higher temperature, 180, and we're going to finish these up. All right, here we go. Start it up, 180, and we just set it for, let's do 3 minutes to start. Let's see what they look like, 3 minutes. And, Ow! It's hot inside.